Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
Hello and welcome to this special interview with me, Mustafa Kedabo. With me here is the ambassador of Turkey, whose tour of duty in the Gambia has finished. Mr. Ismail Sefa Yuceer has been here for about 3 years, few months now, and his tour of duty in the Gambia has ended and he's leaving. Mr. Ismail, welcome to this interview.
Thank you very much, Mustafa. Thank you.
You came to the Gambia in November 2016, quite an interesting moment when the country was just preparing for an election.
Yeah.
Since that time to now, how has your recollection been?
Yeah, you know, my first arrival to the Gambia was very, at the time it was very historic for the Gambia and for the Gambian nation. I arrived in the middle of the elections, just 2 weeks before the elections, on the 15th of November. And of course, the result of the election led that change, in the country, so that the transition from dictatorship to democracy happened. This, of course, witnessing this transition was, particularly, it was very important for me. In my career and also throughout this, as a eyewitness, as an eyewitness, I just witnessed that. Yeah.
It must have been an interesting thing. As a diplomat, you were a representative of your country in Gambia. Gambia was going through a very tough time where it needed a lot of his friends all up in arms, close to help it go through that very difficult moment. How was it for you?
Yeah, Turkey historically is a partner of Gambia, is a long-time friend of Gambia. For that matter, of course, when the new administration came into power, President Baloo was elected during the elections in 2016. We were one of the first embassy congratulating him. I personally conveyed the message of His Excellency President Erdogan to him on the second day of the results of the elections, so that we extended our utmost assistance to the new administration. Starting from the date one, and from Gambia to Turkey, there were very high level interactions, and many ministers, vice presidents, and in 2018, President also, His Excellency President Baloo visited Turkey with a large team. Throughout these 3 years and back, since 1965 also, we had very fruitful cooperation with Gambia in many fields.
Fast forward after the 2016 impasse, the new government was installed. Of course, one of the countries that congratulated Turkey and it was a very difficult moment, but then the transition began.
Yes.
And when the transition began, I mean, after the difficult impasse, one of the most important things were the complications in the economy, and the security sector reform, and of course Turkey did some extend some help to the Gambia in the form of support, even at the budget at the donor summit in Brussels.
Yeah, you know, we pledged, of course, during the donor summit, during the International Gambia conference in Brussels in 2018. We pledged 500,000 cash, you know, and we transferred this amount this year in March to the central bank account of the Gambia. And
this year, 2019.
This year, in 2019, $500,000. And apart from that, of course, our support in different fields, you know, starting with the police and also army. We are providing all the logistical equipments of the army. Our support last year was around $1.5 million, you know, in that sense.
Dollars.
And in the $1.5 million, yeah. And also we supported all the institutions here, starting with GRTS, for example, all the other government institutions, Minister of Justice, Chief Justice Office, and other ministries. You know, we have been supporting them, and we donated them, you know, some technical equipment, you know, computers and this kind of technical stuff, so that, of course, you know, this cooperation has many aspects, you know, from health to the military to police and, you know, education especially. We are extending around 30, 40, around, I mean, from 30 to 40 scholarships every year for the undergraduate and graduate studies. And apart from the state universities or public universities in Turkey, private universities also are extending scholarships to the Gambian students. Now in Turkey, there are more than 200 students, you know, in different parts of Turkey, in Ankara, basically in Ankara, Istanbul, and in Izmir, Gambian students. Now we see some trend, you know, on the part of the Gambian students to go to Turkish universities, to study at the Turkish universities by their you know, resources, self-financing themselves. Yeah.
You've talked about this help for the security sectors. I remember a number of police officers have come from the Turkish Police Academy to help the Gambian police in their preparation for the OIC summit, which is now pushed to 2022. Talk us through that.
You know, this year and last year, we had 12 capacity building programs, you know, training programs for the Gambian police. Two or three of them have been hosted in Turkey by the Turkish officials, and the rest of the training programs were held in Banjul, and the Turkish experts, you know, Turkish trainers, they came to Banjul, and they held these programs with the participation of Gambians. You know, in each program, around 30 to 40 Gambian officials or polices, you know, they participated. Yeah.
Turkey, I mean, this was all within the context of the support to the Gambia in its hosting, largely for the OIC, and of course you were also you also extended some support to GRTS to boost their capacity in preparation for the OIC. Why does Turkey consider this very important?
Because, you know, here this is for the Gambia, state building and nation building. You know, they are going hand in hand. You know, you should have strong state institutions. For that matter, you know, you should have qualified personnel. You know, human resources are very important for any country, and the Turkish side is trying to do its best, you know, to support the Gambian institutions. And of course, in that respect, we had this kind of training programs, not only for the police. We had this kind of training programs for army, for Ministry of Fisheries and Agriculture, for Ministry of Foreign Affairs, for diplomats. On several occasions we held also in Turkey. We hosted training programs for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs officials, for diplomats, and we are trying to build up the capacity of the local administrations here in the Gambia, so that last year, for example, we held a program in Ankara for the local administrations here and for the Ministry of Local Administrations here.
So, I mean, of course, there has also been a military advisor from Turkey to the Gambia, hasn't there?
Yeah.
And, who was also liaising with the armed forces in some of the technical areas.
Yeah, until 2006, we had here, we trained the Gambian Gendarmerie. And by this program, more than 7,500 Gambian officers have been trained in the Gambia and also in Ankara, in Turkey, and in different parts of Turkey. After 2006, the context and content of the cooperation has changed, so that we have a military advisor from Turkish armed forces, a colonel, so that they are just channeling the content of the cooperation. He is, just mediating between Turkish side and Gambian side, and determining in the determination of the future cooperation fields and future projects. Yeah.
So, I mean, in terms of the general security, the support you've rendered to the security, you had also looked at, I mean, Gambia's capacity as it prepares for the hosting of the OIC. You'd also been helping in other areas such as empowering its institution different from the security sector. I mean, why does Turkey consider it very important to empower the institution in the Gambia as it prepares to host the OIC?
Of course, Turkey has a great experience, in organizing these international or regional events. Of course, before Saudi Arabia, Turkey was holding the chairmanship of the OIC, and now the chairmanship is with the Saudis, and Gambia will be the next host of the OIC conference. We would like, we want to share the experience of Turkey with our brothers and sisters here, with the Gambian authorities, with the Gambian institutions, so that this is a great event, for the Gambia. The Islamic conference, hosting the Islamic conference is a great event for any country, not only for the Gambia but for any country in the Islamic world. Till 2022, Turkey will consistently continue its support to the Gambia, to share its experience with the Gambian institutions.
It is in that light, isn't it, that you had provided some training to protocol officers at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs early in 2018, I think.
Yeah. It is in that line, and also there is another priority of Turkey. We are attaching, utmost importance to our cooperation, not only with the Gambia, but with all the countries throughout the African continent, because African continent has a special significance in our foreign policy, and so far we held 2 summits, with our partners, in Africa. The Turkey-Africa joint summits, and in 2020 we will have another partnership summit, with our African partners. We will host it in Turkey, and with each of these African countries we have very productive, very fruitful relations. Most of the scope of the relationship, of course, most of the time is relying on this kind of capacity building and also this kind of cooperation fields. And we will continue, and we are continuing this kind of cooperation.
And of course, Erdogan would be visiting Senegal and the Gambia in 2020.
In 2020, in the first half of the year, our president is planning to visit visit the Gambia along with the others, some of
What's
the
the prelude to that visit? What's the basis?
the basis, of course, the basis of the visit. Unfortunately, so far we didn't have a state visit from Turkey to the Gambia. I mean, this will be for the first time a president from Turkish side, from Turkey, will be visiting the Gambia. As a matter of fact, for a long time, our president was planning to visit the Gambia, but since he's very busy with he's very much occupied with the agenda, domestic and international agenda in Turkey. He couldn't find opportunity and time to visit the Gambia. But this year he's planning, seriously.
Thank you very much, Ambassador.
Yara nyilla domoro kadiyata.
Boy, janno Seekers restaurant.
Sa nako be ninna dimbal. Nimba domoro kala janno.
Domoro seneyata adiyata topotoro fanan kende ma bije. Luntan during tamala abeka domoro kijani. Adi manda wala de. Teka we bijele anim fanan ka fadi jang ikono e fa. E ka fa minne ko pastry anim bakery. Iko fanan bekalele. Badde lomba conference lomba workshop lomba ye fo fendin lo dunia kono domoro betama nyillom international o tewoda number 1
Amanke ba domola jandama.
esa domo jang is atariya
Wo mu kubandi.
sa nako sa futandin
oto sa nako be mu Seekers restaurant.
dafa nan janna mu yat ni manje dorom bijam
Aban.
Seekers Restaurant, known for best quality food and customer satisfaction.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But
Don't you know about Baloo?
Baloo? What is Baloo?
Baloo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baloo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baloo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baloo, better than sending money.